Today I'm going to be redesigning modern logos so they look vintage. Up first we have Facebook. I wanted to go with a 60s inspired, like old Hollywood looking sign logo for this one. So I typed out Facebook in this font called Capital, rearranged it all so it fit within the diamonds, and lastly I wanted to add the to it to make it the Facebook like the original name. And here's the final result. Up next we have Apple, which I wanted to give a kind of early internet feel to this logo. So I typed out Apple in this font called Blakely, and I kind of shrunk it and moved it out to fit in this space, and here's the final result. Up next we have Google, and I kind of wanted to go with the same effect as the first one. So I typed out Google in the font Gene Moderno, and I added all these bubbles behind all the letters, made them the colors of the Google logo, and then finally added this border to the whole thing, and here's the final result. Lastly I did SpaceX. Again with the pen tool I made these kind of retro looking rocket shapes. I put the word space in there, and for the X I knew I wanted to go with kind of a vintage starburst effect for that. So I added that into a circle, and here's the final result. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comments. Today I'm going to be giving modern logos vintage redesigns. I'm redesigning the Tesla and the MTV logos today using Adobe Illustrator. So for Tesla, I really wanted to incorporate motors in the logo since it's actually in their name and make it like an old Hollywood auto shop sign. I made this starburst using the shape tool. I found this font called Scriptorama for Tesla and typed that out in red. And then I found one called Custard to type out motors. I love this font. I staggered those and added these small circles to look like light bulbs, and here's that one all complete. For MTV, I found this font called Kestrel Script and typed that out and gave it a bit of a rise. I also added a stroke and a drop shadow. Then I made this blue and pink vinyl shape and made these small white triangular shapes to look like reflections, and here's the final result. I think the Tesla one is definitely my favorite of the two. To me, it looks like what they used to think logos would look like in the future. Let me know which logos I should do next in the comments. Today I'm going to be redesigning modern logos so they look vintage. So today's logos that I'm going to be redesigning are the YouTube logo and Starbucks, and I really want to make them in a kind of 70s and 50s style. For the YouTube logo, I found this really cool font called Casablanca URW. Then I extended the Y to the end of the word. I really wanted to make the play button be like the head of an arrow since so many vintage logos have arrows in them. I rearranged it, gave it a drop shadow, and here's that one all complete. For Starbucks, I found this really cool font called Fimo Type Kitten, and I wanted to include the word cafe, so I used the font Betty Noir for that. I made these two green shapes, then placed the words on top. Lastly, I included some stars since they are in the name, and here's the final result. I love both of these, but I think the Starbucks one is my favorite for today.